Hi, I'm Benjamin Macklow, and welcome back to Collecting at Home, our ongoing video series where we shine a light on underexplored areas of collecting to help enhance your life and give you new ideas about how to bring beauty into your home. And today, Tiffany Favrile pottery. Louis Comfort Tiffany explored so many different areas, but many of you don't know about his pottery. But when you look at these pieces, it's so exciting. He used very humble forms and very humble subject matter like mushrooms and cabbage and tomatoes and poppies, but made it something very special. And let's talk about it. When you look at a piece like this, you could see with the frogs and the lily pads a really great sense of whimsy. And Tiffany would have inherited, if you will, this whimsy or borrowed it from the Japanese. And this glaze, which is called an old ivory glaze, really points to what Tiffany was trying to do. He was trying to recreate, if you will, the idea of Japanese carved ivory netsuke. And so that's what makes this piece special. And the ivory glaze was also used in this piece with quivering poppies. I love the sort of humility of the pieces, but then how exalted they become because of the close study of nature. The piece with the mushrooms shows the different sides of the mushrooms, the tops of the caps and the undersides. But what's particularly interesting is it has the spores showing all around it. It almost looks like a mistake of glaze, but actually it's not. It was done quite deliberately. And again, it's this idea of truth to nature that makes Tiffany so special. They explored different glazes starting in 1900 when Tiffany came back from the World's Fair in Paris, but they didn't start selling these things until 1904 and really 1905. And in 1905 they hit a little bit of gold with this extraordinary matte green, what they call the vellum glaze, like you see here on the tomato vase. And that was something that was shown again in Paris in 1906 and to great acclaim. Perhaps my two favorite pieces are the ones I haven't spoken about yet. This one and this one. Let's start here. This is a vase with sumac, and it has the highest polish glaze with the most color. But the thing that makes me most excited about it is actually what's on the underside. It's signed EL, and EL were the initials for Edith Lautrip, who was one of the many women from the women's glass cutting department who worked for Tiffany and innovated the pottery. This was all done by the women of Tiffany, and she only worked for Tiffany from 1900 to 1901, so we know this is one of the earliest creations, and I think one of the most successful. Lastly is this piece. This is what Tiffany called his Favrile bronze pottery. And so you take a body that is bisque ceramic, they would fire it to glaze the interior, then fire it to glaze the exterior, and after several more steps, they would actually electroplate copper onto it, and then all the color that you see is done at the studio with the metal smithing department, silvering, patina, and giving you this sense of nature in all of its humble glory. And I think all of its humble glory is really what Tiffany Favrile pottery is all about. He didn't use any of the flashy iridescent glazes that you would expect from somebody who initiated Favrile glass. He did things that were much closer to the earth, both in subject matter as well as glaze. So I hope that you will come and learn more about it with me. It's an area of endless fascination, and today we've just scratched the surface of Tiffany Favrile pottery. I hope you'll join me again. Thank you very much.